My dearest sir/madam, I hope my proposal reaches you safely. I am sending this correspondence as I feel I have all the necessary skills needed to satisfactorily fulfill your project requirements.
Right guys, how are we doing? So I've been experimenting with proposals and how to get the best response rate possible. I have done this by adding a SoundCloud link to my proposals and then monitoring how many people have been clicking on that link, because if they've clicked on the link, that means they've read my proposal. So here's what I found. Here is my top 10 tips for writing kick-ass proposals that actually get responses. All right, tip number 1, be a buyer yourself. You'd be surprised how many people I've spoken to that are trying to fine-tune their proposals and they've never been a buyer themselves. You need to. If you haven't put up a buyer's request yourself or a job post on Upwork or whatever platform it is, you don't know what the customers are seeing. And if you don't know what the customer journey is, you can't optimize. There is a wealth of information in there to get simply by being a buyer yourself. So if you haven't done it already, go put up a buyer's request on Fiverr, go and put up a job posting on Upwork and see what the experience is like for the person that you're trying to target with your proposals. It doesn't have to be in voiceover, doesn't have to be anything expensive, but go and do it. You'll be able to see through the proposals you get. You'll know how to stand out then, because you'll know what it's like to look at 50 proposals that all look the same. Go and do it. You will get more from that than anything else. Okay, tip number 2, do not copy and paste. Do not copy and paste at all. You shouldn't need to. Your proposals don't need to be pages and pages long. 2 or 3, maybe 4 lines. Your proposal should be 2 or 3 sentences. Don't copy paste anything other than a link if you're using, say, SoundCloud. If you've followed tip number 1, you will realize by now you can see, even if they're tailored, even if you have a template that you're modifying for each proposal, as a buyer, you can see which ones are templated, which ones are copy and pasted. And if you're copying and pasting that much information, no one's going to read it. All right. If you write more than 3 lines, it ain't getting read. So don't copy and paste. I know it's a pain, but honestly, don't do it. Tip number 3, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. All right. Your $1,000 microphone, your Neumann TLM 103 might sound sexy to us audio nerds. Your minus 80 decibel noise floor might sound sexy as fuck to us lot, but to clients, they don't give a shit. They'll listen to your demo and they'll know what quality sound you're producing. So there's no need to give them a load of waffle about the spec of your recordings, because it's just clutter to them when they're reading through your proposal. So if they've asked in their job description for a specific requirement, maybe they need 24-bit or 48 kilohertz, and that's fine, you can say you can meet that, but generally you don't need to go into the details. Keep it as simple as possible. Remember, we're aiming for like 3 sentences tops, because that is all the client is going to read. Okay, tip number 4 I think we're on is stand out. Don't get lost in the weeds. Now, you can do this in a variety of ways, but the key thing here is do not start your proposal with "Dear Sir/Madam, I am writing this proposal to you as I feel I have all the necessary experience to provide excellent quality." You get the idea. If the job proposal is about a sports channel, reference that sport. Hey, did you see that game the other day? I guarantee that proposal will get more views than any of the others. Okay, tip 5. This one's so easy, I'm going to explain it on the move, but it's also probably the most important one, and that is use the client's name. Now, their name isn't by default on the proposal. You have to do a little bit of sleuthing. So if they put "Thanks Andy" at the end of their proposal, or the end of their job posting, well, that's easy, isn't it? Use that. If not, go and investigate. Check their feedback. Go onto their profile and look through. Quite a lot of the time you'll find a previous freelancer that's worked with them will have done you a solid and deliberately left their name there. Working with Oscar was a fantastic experience, 5 stars. Now you can put "Hey Oscar" at the top of your proposal and be the only one that's called them by name. Okay, and here's a bonus tip. Subscribe to the channel so you get notified next time I upload a video, and drop me a cheeky little like, because I'm sure somehow in the world of karma that will help you. So tip number 6 is to be as relevant as you possibly can. What you want to do is on the first line of your proposal, write something that is relevant to the job post. So if they say, again, let's say they're looking for someone to do voiceovers for their football YouTube channel, reference that in the first line. Hey, I've got a great voice for football content. If you can, reference something else you've done. Here is another channel that I have voiced. Check it out. That's my voice. That's my work. Or even better, reference some feedback as well. Check out the feedback that this guy left. If you're on Upwork, you can attach attachments. So screenshot the feedback and attach that to your proposal. So your proposal starts off with, hey Oliver, I've got a fantastic voice for football content. Check out the feedback from this guy for doing something very similar. And here's a link to a project I've worked on that's also very similar. And that's going to get you many more views or many more reads than anything else, because you're grabbing their attention, making it relevant to them right at the top of your proposal. Alright guys, tip number 7. Make sure your profile is in order. Make sure everything's filled out. Make sure it looks great. Make sure your profile picture is really good, because that's one of the things that's going to really help you stand out. If you write the best proposal in the world, it ain't going to mean diddly squat if your profile is a pile of hot shit. So, tip number 7, make sure your profile and your picture is really good. Okay, right, tip number 8, get messages. Your goal here, your goal with your proposal isn't to make sales, it's to get messages. You're never going to get sales from proposals. What you're trying to do is get them to message you so you can make the sale. To do that, ask them questions at the end of your proposal. 2, maybe 3 sentences about what we've discussed, and then see if you can finish it off with a question, something that will intrigue them and makes it very easy for them to start a conversation with you. But again, the important thing to take away from this is the priority you're going for is to get them into your inbox, get them to message you rather than trying to push a hard sell at this point. So tip number 9 is don't be afraid to tackle complex projects. A lot of the time you'll fall into a trap where someone wants a project done that has multiple steps. And you're like, no, I just do voice. But if you're struggling, consider taking on the bigger projects and outsourcing the components that you don't specialize in. Obviously, this is going to open up a whole new world of headaches, but it also opens up a whole new world of possibilities. So you can start thinking about products or projects you can offer as a package where you and other freelancers work together on. This will immediately give you an edge over everyone else that is, say, offering proposals onto a project that's been posted under voiceover, because many of them won't be able to or won't be willing to take on the complexity of the larger projects. And corporate clients or clients with big budgets like to spend their money to reduce the work they have to do. So they will pay someone just to take care of everything so that they don't have to. So when it comes to large projects, this is a fantastic opportunity to start doing that and offering more of a management service, if you like. And it just opens up a whole world of possibilities for you, rather than just being stuck in the voiceover niche. Give it a try, see what happens. Okay, and tip number 10, my final tip for you guys for today, don't be afraid to push the budget. Now, when you did tip number 1 and you posted your own project, you would have learned a lot about what it's like from the other side of the fence. And one of those things would have been, how much budget do I put? And if you did it for real, you would have learned that you're optimistic when you do this. You're willing to spend $200 on something, but you'd really like to only pay $150. Now, when you did tip number 1 and you put in your budget and you were deciding on your budget, did you do that exact thing? I bet you did. But if someone came along to you in that situation and said, hey, I got the exact thing you're looking for, but it's $200, not $150, you're going to bite their hand off for it, aren't you? So that's tip number 10. Don't be afraid to push the budget. You've just got to sell them on your product and focus on the quality rather than the budget. All right, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me this far. I hope this has been a help to you. If it has, don't forget to drop me a cheeky little like on the way out. Make sure you're subscribed because I'm trying to drop one video every week, and they'll all be helpful. If you have your own tips, drop them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say too. And until next week, guys, peace out, take care.